In this video, we are sharing with you some Easter themed projects that we have made from scrap woods. Our first project that you can see us preparing is a bunny rabbit themed project. We start off by marking the design on the wood itself. We will be cutting out two at the same time. We use CA glue to stick those layers together. We do our piercework holes on the pillar drill, get the back of the project nice and flat on the belt sander, and proceed on to our scroll saw, where we can do all of the piercework detail in and around the rabbit design and cut the outline too. Once we've got that flat profile, we can then go across to the workbench, and our hand carving tools are put to good use to add extra detail and interest to the rabbit design. We start off by doing those stop cuts down into the wood, marking everything out, and then proceed to get the different layers, deciding which bits of the design to bring out and which bits of the design to push back. Once we've got all of the layers, we can then add the detail to the design as well. The belt sander comes in useful for a second occasion on this project, where we can use it to take away any paper that is left over and refine the design. We then add 3 coats of shellac sanding sealer, rubbing it down in between each coat and helping us to bring up the beautiful character, colour and grain of the woods. Our second project that is inspired by Easter is one that we've demonstrated a few times before, but is always a popular and well-received project. Once more, we are using that Savina for the top layers and the mahogany for the bottom layer. It's the same process as the previous project, where we use the pillar drill to do the piercework holes, the belt sander to get things nice and flat on the back of the project, and then use our scroll saw to cut out the details that can add extra interest to the wings of our butterfly design, feeding that scroll saw blade into each and every gap, and then finishing off by cutting the surround of the butterfly. From here, we go across to the workbench to work with the hand tools, but because of the nature of this design, it's safer for us to grip it using a clamp as opposed to in the vise. This is where previous experience comes in useful, because I have managed to break a few when it's been squeezed within our woodworking vise. The belt sander takes off any paper that's left over after the carving. We go back across to the workbench, where we can add a fridge magnet using that Starbond CA glue. Once more, 3 coats of shellac sanding sealer, allowing us to create a colourful, vibrant, butterfly themed fridge magnet. Onto our third project, and this is the one that we spent the largest amount of time designing, preparing and making. We go through those same processes again. We prepare the design, we've drawn it all out on paper, we transfer that paper onto the wood using a PVA glue solution. Significant time is spent on the pillar drill, drilling all of the holes for the Celtic weave surround and the piercework that will come later on. We get the back of the project nice and flat, making the scroll sawing easier, and then proceed with cutting out the numerous piercework holes that will be required on this design. For a project like this, the quick release clamp comes in useful, allowing us to quickly feed that blade into the gap, cut out the woods that we don't want, to create a basic outline that will be refined later on using the hand carving tools. Once we have done all of the piercework, we can cut a surround of the design going all the way around the outside of that Celtic weave, preparing the design for the hand carving. This design has been prepared so it will fit easily into our wood carving vise. We start off by doing all of the stop cuts, marking out on the woods, and then cut into these stop cuts using a variety of different shaped chisels and gouges. As we're going along, we're looking to create that effect that the weave surround is overlapping itself, We add detail to our doves and our Celtic cross, as well as shaping and refining our daffodil either side of the Celtic cross. When doing a carving like this, we leave that paper design on the wood because it provides us with guidelines that we can easily follow. Any paper that is left over can then be removed by using the belt sander. Hand sanding is also an important part of this project to further refine the finish. And then 3 coats of shellac sanding sealer once more brings out the beautiful colour, character and interest in this beautiful piece of mahogany. Moving on to our smallest design. Once more we're making use of that beautiful Savina, sticking the design onto the wood. We're going to cut 2 of these out at the same time, and it's a little chick keyring. So we drill a hole for the keyring loop to be fitted into afterwards, sand the back of the project nice and flat, and then proceed straight onto the scroll saw to cut out the surround of the project and prepare it for the hand carving. Now in this case, we don't need to do any pierce work because all of the details on the inside of the design will be added with the hand tools. The nature of this design allows us to hold it easily in the woodworking vise. We use various chisels and gouges to mark out the different aspects of the design and then cut into these lines that we've marked to add the extra detail and interest to our keyring. The belt sander is used once more to refine where it is necessary, and our shellac sanding sealer can bring up the beautiful colour and character in the grain. Once the finishing is completed, we can add a keyring loop, creating a simple chick Easter themed keyring gift item. Onto our final Easter themed item, and we're making a cross ornament. This is another popular item that we sell here at our family workshop, and we make use of that Starbond CA glue to stack 2 layers together. The way we make this one is we always stick a darker piece of wood and a lighter piece of wood together because we will use the contrast of the colours to add an extra dimension to the finished ornaments. The scroll saw can be used to do the pierce work on that candle silhouette. The surround of our cross can also be cut out using the scroll saw. For this ornament, we also include a heart design to the front of the cross, so that can be cut out on the scroll saw too. And the circular shaped base, this can be cut out more quickly on our bandsaw. The bandsaw, of course, leaves little teeth marks, and these can be removed by refining the finish on the side attachment of the belt sander. We can then take off any rough edges and paper that is left on the main belt of the belt sander before proceeding across to the workbench to stick the entire design together. So our darker mahogany heart is stuck to the front of the lighter cherry and vice versa. The 2 crosses are then stuck down to the bases. We add those 3 coats of shellac sanding sealer to create our final Easter theme project. So there you go, some project ideas to make for Easter. Let us know in the comment section which one of those is your favourite. If you're interested in learning more about woodworking, wood carving and scroll sawing, remember to check out the other videos on our channel. There's loads of information to help you get started. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, we'll be back again soon with more videos.